Alright, so in this tutorial we're going to do a full build of ListingPro with the EventPro add-on, and basically we do this on top of a standard ListingPro directory build. EventPro add-on allows you to set up an event management website so users can do things like create groups, events and sell tickets, and as the site owner you can receive a commission on those ticket sales if you want to. In this tutorial we're going to cover the install of ListingPro with EventPro, some of the theme options and the basic customizations you can do, how to add and join groups, how to add a new event and the purchasing process, and also the ticket verification. So let's get into it and look at the installation process. Alrighty, so let's kick this off. The first thing we need to do to use EventPro is actually purchase and install the ListingPro directory theme. I will put a link in the description. If you don't already have ListingPro theme, you can click that. It'll bring you here and then you can purchase and install that. We're not going to run through the full install of ListingPro in this, but there'll be a link just above to a video I did a couple of months ago. It will take you step by step through the ListingPro directory install. So with that said, the next step you would need to do after you've done the install of the ListingPro directory is install the EventPro plugin. So if you don't already have the EventPro plugin, you can just go to the ListingPro website, look for the add-ons, and you will see it here at the top of the page. You can just purchase it here. There's two options when you're purchasing. You can get an annual license or you can get an infinite license. It's up to you. Depends how long you're going to use it for. I think the infinite one's a better option personally, but anyway, you do whatever works for you. And once you've got it, then we're ready to do the install. Okay, so I'm just over here on my ListingPro directory. This is a out-of-the-box install of the theme and just using the sample data. So totally clean, no customization. So now we're ready to install the EventPro plugin. So we'll just go over to our admin, go to plugins, upload a plugin. I'll just choose the file, install. Now that's installed, we're going to activate the plugin. I'm going to choose Elementor. I will go with import content. Alrighty, so we've got our plugin installed. Hopefully it's all gone well. Let's have a look at our site. So everything's looking pretty good. We've got the EventPro plugin working on top of the ListingPro base theme. And the next step is we're going to customize this theme to make it our own and then work through all the other processes to show how it all works. Okay, so now let's just take a quick look through the EventPro site as it comes out of the box. Basically, you've got this header area and the banner, you've got the what and where search and the submit, you've got experiences to explore, and these are all customizable of course, active events, explore groups, explore the world, etc, etc. So we're going to go through and customize this page just in a few areas. It might not be the coolest looking page when we're finished, but you should have a good idea of how to modify and customize this. So let's just run through a few of the basic customizations for starters. So we'll go back over to our admin, and if you go to theme options, you'll see this item here, EventPro. So just select EventPro and we'll go to general. I'm not planning on changing too much on this particular page, except maybe the logo. Let's update that one. We'll go with this one here. Save changes. Let's just take a quick look and make sure that did its thing. Yep, so that's updated. Good-o. Alright, next we're going to jump down to the banner and we will replace this banner image here. So we go to uploads and we'll see what we've got. I might go with say this one here just to give it a bit of color. Save changes. Okay, so that's definitely changed that. And maybe go into Canva and design yourself your own color. You can get something to blend in off to the edges, but this is really just showing you where you can go to make these changes. So next we're going to update the text that's on the main banner page. So we're just going to get rid of this and put, say, find the best events around the world. And if you want to change the events color button that's on the banner, you can just head into here and we might just say lighten it off a little bit. Let's save changes there. And we had what, where and submit. We might change this to search. Save again. We'll just go and do a refresh and see what that looks like. So you can see this text now has changed. We've lightened off this button color, and we've also changed submit to search. Okay, so now that we've made some customizations to the landing page area, let's go down and take a look at the footer, and we'll see if we can update this to something else. So head over to our admin. We're on EventPro here, and if we go to footer, you'll see there's really just a few limited options here. So what I would do is actually disable this, hit save changes, and then go down and you'll see footer again in the main ListingPro directory menu. So we'll hit this here, and we might select, say, this one here, and then we'll update this to our details. Okay, so we've updated our copyright, our address, theme author information, and now we'll hit save changes, and let's head over here and do a refresh, and there we go. So we can use the controls on the main directory theme to change our footer. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at some of the sections on our home page of the Events Pro, and we will add some other maybe destinations into here and change these around. So let's jump back to our admin. We'll go to pages and we'll edit the front page with Elementor. And now that we're in here, we can just scroll down. If we were going to add some more into our top destinations, just click in here, hit this little arrow, and then maybe we'll pick a couple of other ones, say California, San Francisco. Do we have London? We'll go to London and hit update, and back over here, and we'll just do a refresh and top destination. So there we go, we've just brought those in. So if we wanted to make some other changes here, maybe we don't want to have this daily events and trips section, we just head down here and simply get rid of it. So we'll just hit update there, do another refresh. Yeah, so you can just modify this front page to work for however you want it to work. I think that's looking pretty good for basic changes across the key elements there. Next, we're going to jump over into commissions and payments and take a look how that works. Okay, so taking a look at the payments for EventPro, we just go down to the payments section, and there is the general section here. We're not going to cover too much of this today, but the important one is your currency. Make sure you set it into the currency you want to take payment on. I'm going to put this to Australian dollars. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. There's more details on the original ListingPro tutorial I did. The link was back at the start, and it'll also be in the description if you want to take a look. We'll now take a quick look at PayPal. So with PayPal, it's the same as the main ListingPro setup. So if we enable it, you need a PayPal account, and you can get your API and your API signature details in there. There is more details in the previous video. The same for Stripe. If we enable it, you just get your secret key and your publishable key, and away you go. So it's all very straightforward. Don't see any issues here in getting that set up. The bit that really is interesting and cool as part of EventPro is this commission. So we'll enable that, and what this means is that when someone sets up an event and they have, say, 100 tickets at $100 a ticket, we're going to set this to 20%. That means we get 20% of all ticket sales. And the way that works with ListingPro is that the money will transfer to your PayPal or to your Stripe account, and then when a user requests the funds from their ticket sales, they make a submission and you'll pay that. We can go through that in a little bit more detail later in the tutorial. Once we've set up an event, we'll cover that whole process. But now we have our payments set up and we have our commission set up as well. Okay, I've got a quick pro tip for you. We're going to quickly design a new landing page image. So today I'm going to use Canva. If you've never used Canva before, it's a really easy online app to use. Grab yourself a copy. There's a link in the description that'll actually give you a 30-day free trial of Canva Pro, but you don't actually need Canva Pro for everything. The Canva is also free, and there's a heap of functionality with free. But today we're just going to quickly create a new image for our background. So I'm going to use a banner template. So now we've got our banner template. I'm just going to grab an image. Then I'm going to remove the background of this image. So we just want to be left with the donuts. So to do that, we'll hit edit image, and then I'm just going to hit background remover. Canva does its magic, and there you go. The background is now gone. We've just got our donuts. So now I'm going to give the background a new color. We're going to go with a color like, say, this. It's a bit out there, but hey, we're just going to prove the point. And now we're going to go with the glow effect. It's really popular on YouTube and other channels at the moment. So to do that, we're just going to go to edit image, and then we're going to scroll down and you'll see this glow. So just click glow. And then within there, you'll see 3 little controllers. So if we click this again, we've got control over our glow effect. So with size, let's just go to 15. With the color here, let's just go white. Transparency, let's knock that up to 100. And the blur, we might go with, say, 9. So now we've got these really cool donuts. They're standing out. Maybe our event site is all about foods, so this would fit in really nicely. And of course, to finish off this, you did want to see what it would look like when we put it back on our site. So there is our Canva Pro design using remove background and glow effect. Really easy. Give it a go. Okay, just before we move on to the next section, I just wanted to run through the EventPro users so we're all on the same page, because it can get a little bit confusing. So basically we've got 3 types of users. You've got a site admin, you've got an event owner, and you've got an attendee. Now, there could be some variations on this, but let's just stick with this for now. So with a site admin, you can basically do everything. You can update the site, you can add groups, you can add events, locations, categories, you can accept the payments, you get the commissions, and you can pay out event owners when they request their funds. In addition to that, you can create groups and events on the admin panel, but you also can create them on the front end of the site as well. If we look at the event owner, they can add groups, they can add events, they can update their events, they can request payouts, they can see the attendee list, they can verify ticket status, and they can do a few other things. The attendee is basically just coming on there and purchasing a ticket. They get their confirmation, they can get updates on the events, and as just a regular signed-in user, they can also add or join a group. So if it gets a bit confusing, just come back here. Okay, so we're just back on our main page here, and we're just in the Explore Groups section. So we're going to add a group now and see if we can add a new one in here. So there are 2 ways of doing it, but as the site admin, we can actually do this on the admin panel. So we just scroll down here to events, and we'll go to all groups, and we're just going to hit add new. We'll give it a title. We might call it Melbourne Events, and we will put this in the category maybe arts and entertainment, and under images we will select maybe this one here, set that as our featured image, add some more text in here, then we'll hit publish, and then if we go over here and refresh, we should see our new group, Melbourne Events group. So there you go. It's pretty straightforward to add a new group, and also users can do this when they're signed in through the front end. So just to demonstrate how a signed up user can explore groups and join. So for example, this Melbourne Events group we just created, if I click on that, I'm not signed in as the admin now, I'm signed in as just a regular user, and I can hit join. There you go, successfully joined the group. Alright, so now it's time to add an event. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to do it via the admin panel. If you'd like to see it the other way, in the beta release video I did, we did it through the front end via this add events, but today we'll do it over here. So as the admin, you can head down to events, and we'll just go to add new event, and we'll give it a name, and we'll give it a description. Then we head down here and we will add it to a group. Makes sense. Well, donut lovers. We'll do this one in person. Now I have connected up the Google Maps here, so if I type in, say, Buckingham Palace, where better to have a donut competition, and we might do this in November. Maybe it's a 24-hour event. Pretty exclusive. We'll just have 100 tickets, but they're going to be cheap, $1 each. Over here we'll set it to London events and parties, and we will give it a featured image, maybe this one here. Actually, we'll go with this one here. Alright, now down here you'll see external URL. If you want to sell your tickets via another platform, you can do this, but otherwise if I turn it off, the tickets will be purchased within EventPro. So let's go ahead and publish this. Alright, that's published. So now we're going to update our site. If we scroll down here a bit, we can see we do have this Global Donut Lovers group, which is what we attached it to. But we will just explore events, and maybe we'll just pick, say, London. and there is the world's best donut event. So if we click on here, we can get some more details. It tells us that there's a countdown on. It'll be starting in 6 days time. If we look at our map, we've got Buckingham Palace. These are just some of the other attributes of the event. Now, interestingly enough, we actually can change this layout. We haven't run through that yet, so quickly I'm going to jump back over to the admin and just show the other layout. So if we go to theme options, EventPro, I think it's event detail. See, we've got two choices here. So currently we're on this one here. If I change it over to this one, hit save changes, and just do a refresh here, we should get a different layout. Yeah, there you go. So this is just a different option. Anyway, let's buy a ticket and then that will update. So I'm going to put it back to this one. I prefer this one here. So we'll save changes, update this. All right, so I'm going to get tickets. I'm quickly just going to cut over to another user login and then we can do that. Alrighty, so I've logged back in as a different user now and I'm going to try to purchase a ticket to our event. So get tickets, and I am just going to select one ticket and I'm going to pay with Stripe. That looks pretty good. Proceed to the next section. Okay, I'm just going to put my details in and see if this goes through. Okay, so I've successfully put that transaction through and purchased a ticket. Now if we want to see that that's all gone through, okay, we just head back over to the admin panel and we can head down to tickets and invoices, and you can see here that the event name, the seller, that's me, the customer was my test account. We went through Stripe, one ticket at $1, and also the commission we set earlier at 20%. There's a 20% commission. So you will see here there is an available balance of $1 and the earnings is rounded, but the earnings is probably 80 cents. And if the event organizer wanted to get that payout, they could request a payout of 80 cents, and that actually comes into here and it would be shown here in withdrawals, but there's none there because I haven't processed one and I'm not going to do that today. Now we'll go and check the event listing and see that everything is updated correctly. So we'll just head over to the site and we will find it. It's in London, so we'll search it, go down here. Here's the event, and a couple of things. You can notice that there are now only 99 tickets available and the number of attendees is now 2. So the organizer is considered an attendee, and also the test purchase that I put through is now showing. So that all seems to have worked pretty good. If you've got any other questions or comments on how this works, just drop us a comment in the description. Alrighty, here's another pro tip. If you're going to set up your ListingPro site with EventPro, you're going to need hosting to host your WordPress and get yourself up and running. So you've got a couple of choices really at the high level. You go with WordPress.org or WordPress.com. If you go with WordPress.org, you're going to need hosting for your WordPress site. WordPress.org on their official site only lists 3 recommended hosting services, and one of them is SiteGround. That's our preferred hosting service. And if we jump over to SiteGround, we can check them out. So with SiteGround, you can select from a number of plans for the WordPress hosting, and they're very affordable, and they also have servers that are very fast, which is why they're recommended by WordPress. So quickly, we'll just take a look at a couple of the plans under WordPress. So the one that I would typically go for is the Grow Big plan. It's only $9 a month, and you can have unlimited websites, 20 gigabytes of space, unmetered traffic. It gets the free WordPress installation, and also you get your free SSL certificates, backups, content delivery network, and the other bit that is really cool is your free email. So every month, included in your hosting fee, you also get professional email addresses with your domain at no extra charge. So you can read all this for yourself, check it out. If you're looking to get set up with ListingPro on WordPress.org, I've got a link in the description for SiteGround to get access to the 70% off. If you've got any questions on it, let me know. I am planning on doing a video on SiteGround with WordPress and ListingPro and installing EventPro on it, so you can see the process from start to end. So just jump over to our channel and take a look and you'll find it there. So basically, EventPro is designed to help you build a marketplace for users to create online groups that host in-person and virtual events for people with similar interests. It's going to enable users to host unlimited events and allows promoting them to interested members. As I've shown, the website admin can earn commission on each ticket sold by the event organizer, which is really powerful, and it is key to this add-on. If it's your first time using ListingPro theme, I would highly recommend that you watch the first video I did on ListingPro 2.6 full build, as much of the functionality and navigating this add-on is very similar. For example, the full build video covers the Google Console setup, which is required for maps, how to set up a contact page, how to change the site-wide colors and typography. All of that is covered in the full build video. If you got value from this video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, just drop us a comment.